This conference will now be recorded.
The next topic is Logistics Invoice Verification. We call it as a LIV. As I told you, as per the course content point of view, the SAP MM course content point of view, this invoice will come the topic for both FI CO module and MM module. Okay, it is only for the interview purpose point of view. In the interview, they may ask you some questions related to invoice also, but very rarely. But in the industry, when you are working in the real time, we never create invoice. We, in the sense, the MM functional consultants, we are the purchasers, we are the procurement manager, we are procurement consultant. So we never do the settlement to the supplier. Our responsibility will be completed once you receive the stock of the material, once you check the quality of the material, and it is placed in the warehouse. Releasing the payment, receiving the invoice, informing to the supplier about the payment, that is escalated to finance department, that is accounting department in the real time. Okay, so a purchaser will never do the payment to the supplier. They will never release the invoice. That will be done by the finance department, that is accounting department. So invoice is a document sent by the supplier to the buyer for the payment. The following information is maintained in the invoice document: PO, reference number, invoice and posting date, tax code and tax amount, invoicing party, planned and unplanned delivery cost, business terms of payment, etc. So to create invoice, the transaction code is MIRO. So first of all, we need to create a purchase order. Create a GR. So in the invoice screen, MIRO, in the basic data, invoice date, posting date and tax code. And in the PO reference, enter the invoice, sorry, PO number, press enter. Automatically it displays the amount we need to pay to the vendor in the balance tab, and supplier details were displayed. Now this is the amount we need to pay, 1000. That amount you enter here in the amount column. Press enter. If you click on simulate, the system displays one GL account which you have maintained at the time of creation of vendor master. That is reconciliation account. So here you can see 160000. Go back, save. Invoice document is created. Now display invoice document. MIR4. Enter the invoice document number, fiscal year. Press enter. Click on following documents. Again click on document number. So accounting document has been generated. Go back and double click on the PO number. In the header level, status, ordered, delivered, and invoiced. And in the item details, PO history, you can see GR as well as IR. Once again, so in the item details, under PO history, you can see GR as well as IR. Next, cancel invoice document MR8M. MR8M. Invoice document number, fiscal year and reversal reason 01. Reversal in current period. Enter the invoice document number, fiscal year and 01. Reversal in current period. That's it. Next, to block invoice document, the transaction code is MIRO. Invoice date, posting date, tax code, and PO reference number. Press enter. System displays a balance amount. Enter the amount. In the payment tab, payment block, block for the payment. Save. So document is created but blocked for the payment. For any reason, you can block the invoice. Then after that, you can release the invoice document also. MRBR. Go to the transaction code MRBR. Company code, invoice document, fiscal year. Activate release manually, manual payment block. Activate release manually and activate manual payment block. Execute. Select the line item. Click on release invoice. Select the line item and click on release invoice. Save. One invoice is fixed. Next, invoice reduction. MIRO is a transaction. Then create GR. invoice reduction. Now, at the right side at the bottom, you have the option layout, drop down, select the option invoice reduction. Then in item details, you will get a tab called correction indicator. Here you select option reduce invoice. How much amount? Replace this 1000, for example 980. Enter. Now the amount reduced in invoice is now 20. In the item details on the basic data tab, you should enter 1000 but not 980. Please remember. As per the PO price only you need to enter. And balance should nullify before you are going to save the invoice. If you click on simulate, that invoice reduction will be posted to separate account number. To this account it will be posted. Clearing of the invoice reduction of amounts also. Back. So if you go to display invoice document, you can double click on the PO number. In the header level, status tab, you can see this is 980. In item details also, with the PO history, you can see the display is 980. Next, parking invoice is nothing but to hold the invoice for the payment. So when we park the invoice document, the invoice details will not update in the purchase order in the PO status, but displays as parked invoice. It displays as parked invoice. First, create a PO. Create a GR. MIR7. Invoice date, posting date, tax code, PO number, and here under the layout in generally it should be all information. Enter the amount and click on save as completed. Invoice document displays save as complete. Now if you go to display purchase order, see the status of the invoice. Enter your PO number. In the header level, are able to see the invoice details? We just the park the document. It's nothing but holding the invoice. But in the item details, in the PO history, it just displays as parked invoice. Maybe the metal is still under quality inspection, or you need to receive some any documents from the vendor side, or anything for because of reason you kept aside. The parking is nothing but you are just keeping the invoice aside. So transaction code is MI R7. Next, subsequent debit MIR. So subsequent debit is nothing but debiting of amounts to other cost to one or more business transactions which are previously posted is called a subsequent debit. In subsequent debit, the vendor is paid more than the PO price. So first create a purchase order. Create a GR. Create IR. If you go to PO display, see the status head level, ordered, processing. After the invoice, you need to do the fourth step is create subsequent debit. The transaction code is MIR. Same as usual. Invoice date, posting date, tax code, PO number. At the top of the screen, in the transaction drop down, you select the option subsequent debit. Then in item details, it will just display the quantity but not the amount. Enter the amount. Let us say 100. That amount you enter in the basic data. So if you go to stock code, it is purchase display. If you refresh, you can see in invoice 1100. And in item details under POC, you can see separately as subsequent debit. Next, subsequent credit. So that is debiting of a reduction of amount to other cost to one or more business transactions which are previously posted is called a subsequent credit, which is also called as invoice reduction. So first you need to create a PO, create a GR, create a IR, then go to create a subsequent credit, MIR, invoice date, posting date, tax code, PO number, and here it says subsequent credit. Enter the amount in the amount column. So again, if you go to purchase or display, it became red. And here also, each of the rate spaces. Now we have seen subsequent debit and subsequent credit. Now what is this credit memo means? Next is credit memo. First I'll go to the purchase order. Order is 10 pieces, delivery is 10 pieces, invoice is also done 10 pieces. So payment is also done. After that, some partial quantity has been sent back the material back to the vendor because of poor quality or damage, whatever it is. We are done, return delivery to vendor. For that much quantity and the value, we will issue the credit memo. So first create a PO, create a GR, create a IR. After that, the fourth step, create GR partially for return delivery to vendor with the moment time 122. So here moment time should be 122. So the item details under the quantity tab, inch of 10, 5 degrees. And the where option, reason for the movement, either poor quality or damage or mismatch, whatever it is. So if you go to again purchase order, if you refresh, you see this. If you observe carefully, order is 10 pieces, delivery is 5, still delivery is 1, but invoice is displayed 10 pieces. The fifth step is create credit memo. Transaction code is MIR1, invoice date, posting date, tax code, and the transaction select credit. So here, what is the value? And enter the final income. That's it. So, Again, if you go to purchase order display, invoice is displayed as partially. Again, when you receive the remaining file, you create a normal GR and normal IR. Next, ERS, evaluated receipt settlement. So then the main function of ERS is invoice is settled automatically to the vendor with reference to P1GR. No need to create invoice or no need to wait for the vendor invoice. Provided we need to maintain the following settings in the vendor master. So I'll go to XK02 transaction code, vendor, company code, purchase information, active purchasing data. Press enter. So here terms of payment, then activate GR based invoice verification, automatic evaluated GR settlement, automatic evaluated GR settlement details. Activate these three indicators. Activate these three indicators. So create a PO. The purchase order, item details, master. So here tax code 0 input tax. Activate GR based invoice verification. activate ERS. So create GR. Execute ERS. MRR. Enter the company code, plant, fiscal year, vendor, and deactivate. Just execute. The system displays purchasing document PO number, reference document GR document. You can see invoice document number and financial document. The system displays all the four documents: PO, GR, IR, financial document. So no need to wait for the vendor. Again, you deactivate those indicators. Next, planned and unplanned delivery cost. So planned delivery cost is delivery cost which is maintained at the time of creation of PO only by maintaining the condition type FRA1. Unplanned delivery cost is the additional cost irrespective of the actual material purchase, which is maintained only at the time of creation of invoice. We'll see that. So first create a purchase order. In the purchase order, in the item details, conditions tab. So here enter the condition type, freight, FRA1 normally, or if you have created your own condition type, you can enter. Save. Create GR. Now I'll go to create a invoice. As usual, invoice date, posting date, tax code. Here should be invoice. Now, above the layout, first I'll select planned delivery cost. Now when you press enter, it displays only disappear.
Sir, please create GRN, sir.
Oh, we did not create GR now. Does not contain. Right charges. Now please create GR. Enter. First I want to settle freight charges, so I'll select planned delivery cost. It displays only the freight charges. So here also you can see. So enter that 90. And I want to settle this freight charge to some other vendor. In the details tab, invoicing party, I'll change the vendor. So like this you can change the supplier also. So, then again unplanned is there. And here select goods service items. This is amount you need to pay 1000. This is a PO price. To enter unplanned delivery cost, in the details tab there is an option called unplanned. Enter the top. 1000 plus 100, it became 1100. Enter that amount in here. So finally maintain GR/IR clearing. So this GR/IR clear account is maintained only if the pending GRs and the pending IRs are not cleared for the pending purchase orders. At that time they will do GR/IR clearing account MR11, and they will do at month end this transaction code called GR/IR clearing account. So first as usual create a purchase order. create a GR partially. As we received the stock of the material partially. Now create invoice as per the PO content the price. In the item details, amount is displayed 500, replaced with 1005 with 10. And then so go to the transaction code. MR. Enter company code, posting date, PO number, and activate invoice surplus. Execute. It displays all the difference pendings, everything purchaser will be deposited here. See, there are so many orders. Select, click on post. That's it. The last one is invoice for multiple purchase orders. It is possible only when the suppliers are same for all the purchase orders. Please remember, you can create invoice for multiple purchase orders. Conditions apply. Supplier should be the same for all the purchase orders. If that condition is satisfied, then only we can create invoice. Transaction code is MIR. Directly go to MIRO. Here invoice date, posting date, and here don't forget to maintain the currency of your company code, tax code. Now instead of purchase order, here you select the option vendor. So which vendor? Enter the vendor number. Press enter. Again under which plant? Either one plant or multiple plants. Enter that single plant or multiple plants. Check, adopt. Here you just observe here. 0 by 0 items is there now. You just observe what happens here. Now see here guys, 20 by 113 items. What is meaning of 20 by 113 items means? So far for this vendor 113 purchase orders have been created, in which 20 purchase orders are still pending for payment. That is the meaning of 20/113. This 113 is total orders created to this supplier as of now. In that 20 are still pending. Okay, you can click on this left side of the header data. It will display all the purchase orders here. These are all still pending, and these are all completed. So it displays nil. So these purchase orders are pending. You can see all the 113 purchase orders here. If you drag the screen, you can see all the purchase orders. items. So this condition is possible only when the supplier is the same. Very important, guys. Later they'll ask you, can we create invoice for multiple purchase orders? Answer is yes, provided vendor is should be same for all the POs. This is amount you need to pay. And finally, to display list of invoice documents, MI archive. That's it. So this is about the logistics invoice verification. So try to remember all these transition codes also. Though it is not a topic of actually as per the SAP MM subject point of view, it comes under topic of both MM and FICO. But in the interview, they may ask you invoice, or sometimes they may not ask you. But in real time, you will not create anything. You cannot create or cancel any related to invoice. It is not in the hands of purchaser. Totally, it is escalated to finance department. Real time. This will regularly use in the real time creation of invoice for multiple purchase orders.
सर कुछ क्वेरीज है
Yeah,
सर ये है कि अभी आपने अनप्लान डिलीवरी कॉस्ट वाला मायरो किया सर अगर मेरा पीओ में सिंगल लाइन आइटम है ठीक है सर पीओ में ऑलरेडी एक कोई पार्टिकुलर टैक्स चल रहा है मगर फ्रेट में अलग टैक्स चल रहा है क्या मायरो के टाइम में वो अनप्लान डिलीवरी कॉस्ट में क्या दोनों टैक्स को उठ के आ सकता है
no. You need to create 2 times invoice with the different tax codes. So I will copy the total amount and paste it here. Then save the document. Right. So you need to बराबर टैक्स कोड भी सिलेक्ट चेक करना पड़ेगा. Okay. So like this, you'll create an invoice for multiple orders. We'll try it this time. So, yeah, or you can save it back. So at the time, the total amount you are going to settle for this. Now I will save it. At present, at the right side at the bottom, you are going to see 20/113 items. Now, what is this? Let me see. अरे यार, ये फंसी हो गई. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll start integrations. Integration of MM with other modules.
सर ये जो सीन का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन है और जीएसटी के कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में क्या डिफरेंस है
वो
क्या
नहीं
सर?
है यार, वो नहीं है. GST का servers and all, as of now
नहीं,
we don't have. We don't have it. You can see it.
जस्ट फॉर नॉलेज सर कि क्या डिफरेंस है क्या इसमें कुछ?
GST is अलग है. Okay.
सीन का अलग है पूरा.
I mean, there is no sin concept at all in India.
या सर.
So like this, you can create invoice for multiple purchase orders for single vendor. So we let with 5 topics, guys. The MM integration with QM, FI, SD, PPWM. You are done. So tomorrow I will start the integration. First integration start with quality management.